We are all doing life, but who knew life could be this funny? It's Doing Life with Maria and Chad. It's our podcast.
And if you're one of our single female listeners of our podcast and you're looking to find yourself a guy, how about this for an idea? You go out to a busy street corner, stand there with a lasso, and just wait for your dream man to come approach you. That's just one of the ideas we're going to share with you today if you're looking to find a man. Stay tuned for that and more on the podcast today.
I, Chad, want to start the podcast today with a joke.
You've got a joke. Okay. I'm ready for a good joke.
And it's a radio joke.
Okay.
What do you get when you cross an avocado with a two-way radio?
Do I have to repeat it? Is that how it works? What do I get when I cross an avocado with a two-way radio? I have no idea.
A guacky-talkie.
Very nice. Very nice.
Is that just the worst joke ever? But I love it.
A guacky
I love bad jokes.
Talkie. All right. I have some a present for our listeners. This is going to be applicable to your daughter. I found this online. So I'm assuming a lot of people that listen to our podcast could be single, right? They could be single.
Possibly.
I've been with my wife since I was 19 years old. So I am a perfect person to give advice on how to not be single. And you are happily married for a zillion years. So we're two married people telling people how to not be single, right?
Okay, I think we're qualified for this.
I had so much fun researching this over the weekend. This person purchased, I think it was at a garage sale in Iowa. They found an article. Let me find the name of this magazine. It was the McCall's magazine from 1958. And it was a whole article called 129 Ways to Get a Husband.
Nice. Did you read all 129 ways?
Every word of it, and I was so entertained. So I hope it's as entertaining for you as it was for me picking my favorites, which was super tough. But these are some of the ideas if you're single, how to get a husband. Back in 1958, but some might work for today. Get a dog and walk it.
Okay, a lot of people approach people with dogs. I see that. Okay.
That's a pretty simple one. Let's go to the other extreme. Stand on a busy street corner with a lasso.
What?
That was one of the tips. I don't know.
What was this, 1958?
Yes. So you're on a street corner with a lasso, and that's going to help you get a husband.
Yeah, well, you lasso him, you hog tie him and say, "You're coming with me."
I can't even understand how that would be helpful. But okay, here we go. European women use their eyes to good advantage. Practice in front of a mirror. Now, I thought for you, Maria, since people are watching this on YouTube, use your eyes to pick up a man. How would you use your eyes to your good advantage, like European women?
All right, I got to take my glasses off. Hold on.
All right.
Okay, I'm getting up close to the camera.
Yeah. Ooh, a little wink.
Okay. That is so ridiculous. Okay.
These desperate women are reading this magazine. Have your car break down at strategic places.
Wait, okay.
So men can come to your rescue, I guess.
So the damsel in distress, I guess. Okay.
This actually, and now that I think back to my parents talking about their dating, I think my mom might have done this one. Bribe a Ferris wheel operator to get you stuck at the top of a Ferris wheel. She always tells this story about how she got stuck at the Ferris wheel on the Ferris wheel at the fair. Probably just broke down because of poor maintenance, but if that's something that could be done in today's day and age, right?
Well, I guess I don't understand that one. Are you randomly with a guy, like your boyfriend, and then you're like, hey, stop us at the top? Is that the deal?
I think that's what they're getting at. Again, these are just sentences in a list, and I think you have to kind of draw your own interpretation. But yeah, assume that you have a date with a guy, and then you slip the Ferris wheel guy a 20 and go, hey, when it gets to the top, stop it. And we're going to be stuck there together, and that's going to make us
I like it.
closer. Very early in your dating, Maria, why not get a favorite song that you both regard as your own?
Oh, okay. Okay, I like that. Do you and your wife have a song?
I don't know if it's one song. I know we went on a vacation one time and we listened to one of the Keith Urban albums. So that one, like that song Days Go By, and that whatever that album was, that when that comes on. But I mean, it could be any music from, we used to see live bands and stuff back in the day. What about you and Eric? Do you guys have a song when it comes on? It's like, ooh.
We actually do. I don't really know if it's our song anymore. Excuse me. But Lean on Me.
Okay.
Because we had we're going through some personal stuff when we met.
Yeah.
And then that song came on the radio, or we heard it somewhere, and we're like, oh, this is our song.
Lean on Me. All right. This is where it gets weird. Look in census reports for places with the most single men.
Now, how would somebody, and I'm just thinking out loud here, how would somebody in 1958 find the census reports? Would they have to go to like the post office or wherever those are? No,
well, they wait till the lightning strikes the clock tower, and then they get in their car and they time travel to where they could Google it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there's probably at the courthouse. You go in there and go, I need to know where all the single men are, please. Here's another one. Again, these are 129 ways to get a husband from 1958. Make and sell toupees. Bald men are easy catches. How desperate do you have to be crafting your own toupees to get an easy catch from a bald man?
That is the best. That's my favorite one so far. Okay.
They just go on. Read the obituaries to find eligible widowers.
Okay. No, I can see that one. I mean, that kind of happens now. You see if a man's wife dies, they call it the casserole brigade. Everybody from the church, brings over casseroles for the newly single man. I mean, our neighbor John, he had the casserole brigade forever. For years.
And that could be a good catch because he's he's a relationship guy, like maybe he lost his wife, but maybe you could step in and be that next woman. Sit on a park bench and feed the pigeons.
Okay, that just seems desperate and lonely. I don't like that one.
Seems very 1958. This is good. Make your home comfortable when he calls. Large ashtrays and comfortable chairs.
All right.
There's a bunch more that are just so good. Get a job demonstrating fishing tackle at a sporting goods store.
Well, that's good. Yeah, because she's outdoorsy. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. Guys are going to go in there to buy tackle.
I love the way this next one's written. Sink at a fashionable beach at high noon. So fake like you're drowning. At high noon when everybody's going to be there.
Yeah, and with that person's luck, it'll be a girl lifeguard.
Right. Use the ashtray. Don't crush out your cigarettes in coffee cups.
Well, okay.
Don't be afraid to associate with more attractive girls. They may have leftovers.
Oh my God. Sloppy seconds, okay?
Exactly. Right. Let's see. These are so specific. Learn to paint first. A, learn to paint. B, set up an easel outside an engineering school. So you're just outside with your easel waiting for some rich engineer to walk out and pick you up?
Just so desperate. Oh my God. And what happens? I'm just thinking here. What happens if guys are reading this McCall's article and they're like, oh yeah, she's just looking for a husband. She's out painting in front of the building.
Stumble when you walk in a room that he's in. Like just like a pratfall, like a Chevy Chase Saturday Night Live thing. I mean, I like a good clumsy woman. I don't know.
This is great.
Here's a great idea for you, Maria. Or maybe Lucy could do this if she's looking for a man. Stow away in a battleship.
Okay, that's just stupid. That is just stupid.
You hide in the battleship and then you meet yourself a military man, I guess, when you're out at sea, and then you fall in love. I don't know.
And then that was just stupid. Okay, go on.
Here's one that we could all do today. Wear a Band-Aid. People always ask what happened.
That's true. Oh my God, that's so true.
But how ripped off would you feel if, you ended up dating somebody and you go back and you're like, hey, remember that time that we met and you had that Band-Aid on your forehead? What was the deal with that? It's like, oh, I just wore it to meet guys, like a fake injury. It just seems so weird. Ask your mother to take in male boarders. Like just
God.
Random dudes moving into your house.
Yeah, that's not happening. Sorry, Lucy. No random boarders in my house.
Buy a convertible. Men like to ride in them. Simple.
True. And it shows that she has some money. Like if she has her own convertible.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
How about you stand on a corner and cry softly? Chances are good that he'll come over and find out what's wrong. If you're not on the corner with a lasso, just stand there and cry softly.
What happens if you have the lasso on the corner and you're crying?
I think you go to jail. I mean, this definitely wouldn't. Oh, if he's a fisherman, learn to scale and clean a fish. Makes sense. If your mother is fat, tell him you take after your father. If he's fat too, tell him you're adopted.
That is so pathetic. Oh my God. That's awful.
Make sure you practice your drinking with your women friends first so you don't embarrass yourself.
Okay, I got that one down.
Wear high heels most of the time because they're sexier.
Well, they do make your legs look better.
Get a sunburn. That is the only advice. That's one of all these 129 ways. Get a sunburn. I don't know how that leads to a guy.
Yeah. What is that going to do? Like, if you see a chick with a sunburn, do you go, hey? I don't know. I don't like that one.
Paint your name and number on a roof and say, give me a buzz, pilots.
You are... that is not on that list, is it?
That is a real... one of the 129 ways to get a dude in 1958.
Oh, my God!
A couple more here. Accidentally have your purse fly open, scattering its contents all over the street.
And then he'll stop and help you. And then your eyes meet just like a Lifetime movie.
And then he'll go, why are you crying? And why do you have a lasso in your hand? Are you trying really hard? And finally, point out to him that the death rate of single men is twice that of a married man.
Really? You meet some guy and you go, hey, you single? Yes. Well, you're going to die sooner than if you're married. Let's get hooked up. Is that what you do?
Don't most Dateline and 48 Hours episodes start that way? It's like, if you don't marry me, they'll never find your body. So those are some tips. I'm sure we probably solved a lot of love lives on our podcast today. There's probably a lot of people that will take these tips and soon be hooked up.
I totally agree with you. And speaking of marriage, do you ever read Reddit? Like all the goofy stuff on Reddit?
Oh my gosh, that is that's like a treasure chest of crazy things that happen in relationships.
Well, there was a guy, he posted on Reddit over the weekend about how his female best friend asked him to be one of her bridesmaids when she got married.
Okay.
Easy enough. But she told him he had to wear a dress and makeup. Yeah.
Why?
And he said, you know what? I am comfortable with my masculinity, but that's a little too far. I'm not going to wear a dress, and I'm certainly not going to wear makeup. So she got pissed and said, fine, then you're not in the bridal party anymore, and you're uninvited to the wedding. The whole wedding. This is a best friend.
I would think that the bride wouldn't want that, because if you have a guy that doesn't traditionally wear dresses. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But if he's forced to wear this dress because that's what she wants, all the attention is going to be on him, not on the bride, right? Isn't that the whole thing, is that the bride wants to be the center of attention?
Of course. I think it's just ridiculous. I think she's being a hot mess. I like this story because now I've been married twice, but my first wedding, my brothers stood up for me.
Okay.
They were my bridesmaids.
Okay.
And that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But they did not wear dresses.
Yeah. I mean, I think that happens a lot with people. Like, they don't have enough friends of the same sex, so they have somebody else stand up. And I just, I don't understand why the bride would insist on the guy wearing a dress just for the picture. I mean, I don't get that mindset at all, I
think she's just being kind of a bitch and was like, I want this. Maybe she knew that he would bail and ultimately didn't want him in the wedding party. I mean, I don't know what was behind her thought on that, but I think it's ridiculous. But good stuff on Reddit.
Well, if she's listening to the podcast and she ever gets single, I've got 129 ways she can find a new guy. Just send me an email. I did see a story over the weekend as well that's breaking because of COVID, and it's not about masks and it's not about arguing over political stuff. It's, do you remember the movie Cannonball Run?
Oh, yeah, one of my favorites.
With Burt Reynolds. I actually looked up, let me see if I can find the, I don't know if I have it up right now. But there was, the definition of it was like, friends race across the country, and hijinks ensues, like when that's the plot line of that movie. So it's inspired people because of less police, apparently, with people getting pulled over less because of COVID, and less traffic. I guess this has been a thing that it's like a world record or United States record that you haven't been able to beat. Driving from New York City to LA, how fast you can do it. These guys broke the record, and they broke their own record. Do you have any guesses how long it took them to drive from New York to LA?
Well, I know when I was a kid, we would travel from Wisconsin to Florida for Easter for vacation. It took us 3 days. And that was stopping with, kids in the car. What a pain in the butt. So I'm going to say 3 days across country. Okay.
So a lot faster. You underbid on that one. These people, so what they've done is they figured out a way to like carry their own fuel so they don't stop. And again, because of COVID, they're not worried about speed limits because they just drive as fast as they want. And I guess they're not getting pulled over. But these guys broke the record. They went from New York City to LA in 25 hours and 39 minutes.
Holy crap.
They have this, I don't know if it's a screenshot of their phone or like a GPS unit. Their average speed, this is average, was 112 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, here we go. Maximum speed. They got up to 175 at one point. That was their highest speed. The average speed, 112 miles per hour. So 25 hours and 39 minutes. And that is, I'm sure, a record that won't be broke,
Well, and they went through a lot of fuel, I would think, going that fast. And they had to have some kind of souped up car.
Yeah.
To go that fast as well, because, my husband's Kia doesn't go that fast.
No, this is an Audi. No. Let's see. There's a Ford Mustang that did it, and then an Audi A8. So I'm not sure which car they used. But they keep breaking their own records. But, I mean, they're total gearheads. Like, they outfit the car to be able to pull it off. I mean, it's not, Burt Reynolds, back in the movie where they're goofing around the whole time.
Right. That's fun. So I have another little question for you. Did you know, Chad Mitchell, that butt load is an actual measurement?
In your bathroom?
No, like a real, it is in the dictionary.
And how would I use butt load, I guess is my question. And how much is a butt load?
Okay, I will read the definition of buttload.
Okay.
A butt is a traditional unit of volume used for wines and other alcoholic beverages. A butt is generally defined to be 2 hogsheads, but the size of hogsheads varies according to the contents. In the United States, a hogshead is typically 63 gallons and a butt is 126 gallons.
Huh.
So it's basically, my husband and I were talking about this before the podcast, like a keg is like a butt kind of thing. Kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how, if I were to use that like at the grocery store, like I'd like a buttload of whatever. I mean, it mainly in liquid though, right?
It's liquid.
Yeah.
It says wine and other alcoholic beverages. But yeah, a butt is a lot of alcohol. So you'd have a buttload of alcohol when you have a party.
Well, that makes sense. I can use it in that fashion for sure.
Yes. And then my husband was, I wish I could remember exactly how he said it. He goes, can you imagine the people who work there? Just how much can we fit in that butt?
That's awesome. Buttload. Yeah, I'll have to try to use it, try to figure out how to use that in my everyday life.
And then also, Chad, did you know that today, and I love my national days, is
Yes.
National Waffle Day?
I did not know. Is this one of those waffle days? Seems like it's one of those that happens like 3 times a year.
Probably. Well, there's like National Waffle Day, International Waffle Day, Tuesday, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I have a little yes or BS for you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the statement. It has to do with breakfast. It's breakfast trivia because it is National Waffle Day.
Okay.
So you tell me if yes, it's true, or BS, I made it up.
Okay.
Waffle House has been around longer than IHOP. Yes or BS?
Yeah, Waffle House. I say yes.
That is true. The first Waffle House opened in 1955. The first IHOP opened 3 years later in 58.
Oh, I didn't know it was that close. Okay.
Yeah. Rice Krispies used to have 4 mascots: Snap, Crackle, Pop, and Pow. Yes or BS?
I'm going to say BS.
No, that's true.
Oh, really? Okay.
Pow was in 2 commercials in the 50s before they fired him.
They fired a fictional character. Yeah.
When the Egg McMuffin first debuted at McDonald's, it only cost 10 cents.
I'll
Is that
say
yes or BS?
yes. Fact. Yes.
BS.
Oh, really?
It cost 60 cents when they first debuted in 1972. They started selling it nationally in 1975.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of expensive for 1972.
See, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 more for you. Americans eat over 1 billion pounds of bacon each year.
1 billion bacon. This is just a stab in the dark. I'm going BS.
let me read it.
Oh, go ahead.
Americans eat over 1 billion pounds of bacon each year.
I'm going to say BS.
That's actually true.
That is? Okay.
It's actually over 5 billion pounds, or about 18 pounds per person each year.
Okay. I want to update. We had a final question on our last podcast, and you can see it on our social media channels. But the question was, if someone offered you $1,000, but in order to collect it, you would have to light a butterfly on fire, would you do it or not? You and I came to the agreement of in a hot second. Yes, we would do it.
Hell yeah.
I would feel bad about it. I'm sure you would too, but it's $1,000. We
Right.
are not in the majority of the listeners of our podcast because Cheryl and Kathy and all these people commented on our Facebook page and Instagram. They disagree with us. They said they would, that it would catch up with them. It would, just be hard for them to move on.
Karma.
Karma, yeah. So we are bad people because we want the $1,000, and I think if we're all being honest, we would just burn that butterfly. But that's just me. But I do want to point out to you, I saw the picture that you posted over the weekend of your dog Olive.
So Olive used to be a huge water dog, and then she was like, I'm only going to get in the water for a treat. And then she'd only go down the steps. I mean, you saw that when you brought your dog Juno over. Olive would just walk down the steps and float in the water.
Yeah.
Well, we finally got her to start jumping off the side of the pool. And I decided I needed to get some photos of this because she's just flipping hilarious. I caught the best photo of her jumping off the side of the pool, and I put it on our Facebook page. And I said, hey, someone needs to Photoshop a cape on this dog because it literally looks like she is flying. It is amazing. And our old producer, Abe, Squeak Boogie, Photoshopped the cape on her, and it looks amazing. It's one of those where I really think I'm going to print it off and hang it in the house.
It is so good. I mean, the picture without the cape is awesome, but you throw it on there, it's like Super Dog flying over. If you have not seen it, you've posted it. Was it just on Instagram or on our Facebook page?
I think it was just on our Facebook page because Abe, I'll put it on Instagram too. Short answer, I'll put it on Instagram too.
Check out this photo. Make sure you're following us on our social channels, Maria and Chad on Facebook, and then Instagram is @MariaAndChad. So @Maria and Chad. Lots of places where you can find us. Our podcast is on the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Pandora, Podbean, and of course you can see Maria's eyes seducing men on our YouTube channel earlier in the podcast. If you haven't watched it, if you're listening to it, go to YouTube, search for Doing Life with Maria and Chad. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and it'll be good.
And have a buttload of fun listening.
Have a buttload of fun. Thanks again for checking out our podcast. Got a new one coming up later this week.
Thanks again for listening to Doing Life with Maria and Chad. Follow us on Instagram @Maria and Chad. You can now listen to every episode on the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Pandora, and of course, you can watch on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode.